cried unto the I am with my voice, and my voice unto the I am did I make my supplications. I poured out my complaint before him. I showed before him my trouble. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path. In the way there wherein I walked, have they privily laid snare for me. I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. I cried unto thee, O Yahweh. I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison, that I might praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. Psalms chapter 142. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts. And let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me in my seat, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, we thank God for you and you. We thank God for those of you that have been with us since the beginning. We thank the Most High for those of you that have been with us here and there's about, and those of you that are viewing now, as well as those of you who have just subscribed. And we thank the Most High for those of you who are about to subscribe, calling those things that are not as though they are. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay. And we're in the book of 2 Chronicles. Yes, 2 Chronicles and chapter 20. Yes, as you prepare, 2 Chronicles and chapter 20. We just finished 2 Chronicles chapter 19. Yes, we did. And we read where Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, he was wounded and Ahab died. It was time for him to go anyway, because he had wreaked havoc upon the children of Israel. It's something when these kings are so, the governors, the presidents of today are mirrored by these kings, in that just like Solomon and Rehoboam, how that they really have taken from the people. They've gotten beside themselves and were for themselves. They wanted to enrich themselves while the people suffered. And this is something that is today, this spirit that have caused this, is causing this today. You look throughout the U.S., the same thing is happening. You look through Africa, the same things are happening. France, all the other places. Corrupt leaders that enrich themselves. Many come into the presidency of their countries, and next thing you know, they don't have much money. They have a little, or they have a business or something. But then when they come out, they're much wealthy, very wealthy. And then you wonder why you have homelessness in the streets, and you have women that are prostituting their children and prostituting themselves in order to get a loaf of bread. It's you. But when those who decide that to see their children eat and have a hope in their life decide that they don't mind dying or they don't mind killing or dying for the betterment of their people as well as their children, you got hell on your hands, because they have nothing to lose. You've taken it all. Your big cars, your Lamborghinis, your jets, and all these, and then you preachers. Also, the same thing. It's going to happen. It's starting to trickle, but it's going to happen at a much grander scale. But nevertheless, mark my words. If you go back into my archives, you see some of the words that have come out of my mouth. I don't tell it's God or not. I just speak what's on my heart. And amazingly, a lot of it most of it, if not all, came to pass. But either way, it doesn't attribute to me anything in clairvoyance or prophecy or nothing like that. It's just, I say what's in my heart. And based on what I see and what I hear and what I read. Yes, all three of those things. Now, 2 Chronicles chapter 20 is where we at. Now, after this war that Moab and the king of Ahab died, in verse 20, chapter 20, verse 1, it came to pass after this that the children of Moab, these are the children of incest, and the children of Ammon, and with them the other side of the Ammonites came against Jehoshaphat to battle. And there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, There cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea on the side of Syria. And behold, they be in Hazazontamah, which is En Gedi. Yes. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the I am. Oh, he decides to seek God instead of go after pagan leader of his brethren. Now, and to seek the I am and proclaim a fast throughout all Judah. Now, this is a time where you really want to fast. In distress, when things get hectic. Not only to make your body trust God, because sometimes the Most High is not going to just do it. He's going to do it at the moment sometimes. Sometimes he does it before the moment. Sometimes you can't see nothing. It doesn't happen until it happens. Sometimes he might even let him overrun you to the point of your death. But then he changed the whole scenario. Don't I know? God knows these things. God works in order to build up your confidence in him. Even down to the last hour, the last second. God wants you to see and stop anticipating him. Stop going before him. For this cause many have gone unto mediums and soothsayers and astronomy and all astrology, should I say, as we have said in the law on the other day. And they have given themselves over to wizards and witchcraft. In other words, besides this, we know somebody's going to work faster than God. You don't know. God's timing is always right. Yes. So here Jehoshaphat, he says now, instead of turning unto the wizards and witches and all this stuff, which seemingly can do things instantly and give you a sense of satisfaction that something is going to be taken, some action is going to be taken to stop or to prevent or to go against someone that you are either fearing or fear or hate or jealous or whatever. No, God doesn't work that way. That's given for your downfall, your test, and ensuring that you have confidence to show you yourself. God already knows you, but you have to see yourself and that you turn away from these things. Yes, you do. Now, and Jehoshaphat feared, see what I'm saying, and set himself to seek the I am, proclaim a fast throughout all Judah. He feared. Okay? Instead of turning to anywhere else, he turned to the Most High. In verse 4, and Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the I am, even out of all the cities of Judah, and they came to seek the I am. And Jehoshaphat stood in the congregation of Judah and Jerusalem in the house of the I am before the new court, and said, Oh, I am God of our fathers. Art thou not God in heaven? And rulest thou not over all the kingdoms of the heathen? And in thy hand is there not power and might, so that none is able to withstand thee? No, it's God, you all in all. There is nothing or no one can withstand you. I don't care how many nukes, bullets, bombs, and band-aids they have. They cannot withstand the Most High. Art not our God who didst drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people and gavest to the seed of Abram, thy friend forever? See, Abram was the friend of God also. You have to realize those are scattered in the U.S. and all abroad. God knows how to drive out these people that have colonized the land. But where is your confidence in the Most High? You can't see for looking. You say, God, I want you to act now. You're not dying. There's nothing happening to you right now. For some, it's because of some reason or another. They go through what they go through. And if it should be that we should go through, this is not saying that you should allow your enemy to overcome you. You should defend yourself or take your vengeance out on how you should do it, according to the law. I mean, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I mean, that goes a long way. See, this is why they fight so hard against you dismissing this New Testament and cleaving unto what was originally planned for the children of Jacob. Yes, this is the plan. And God allowed this because he said it in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Yes, he did. And he's mentioned it before then, what he was going to do when we renege on what we had agreed with him. It's called a covenant. And the law, we have to really familiarize ourselves with it even the more. How are you going to be redeemed and you don't even know the way of the Levites? That they are an authority as far as the things they minister unto the Most High. They serve the Most High. When I say minister, they serve him. And we give thanks. We give our offerings unto them. Don't worry about your sacrifice. God will give you a sacrifice. It ain't no Jesus. No, he ain't gonna give you no man. God don't deal in blood sacrifices like that. No, not no man. No, that's blasphemy. Just like they did a pig, an unclean animal. And then they come back and mistranslated and said God put badger skin over his temple. Now, you know, that is blasphemous. God is not going to tell you what not to touch unclean. He's going to take an unclean animal and put it on top of his. And then some of them say it's a porpoise. They don't know what it is. The language is just not there for them. The interpretation of that language is not there. That's all you have to say. We don't know what it is that God told them to put it on the top of even the word. What did they mean by that word? But nevertheless, I digress. But anyway, he said, thou art God that didst drive out the inhabitants. Yes, he can drive out the inhabitants of the land that you are in now, from South Africa to the U.S. to Canada and all over the world. He can do it. Yes, he can. But the fact is, you're not ready. You're not ready to serve God. You're confused. You have idiosyncrasies. You're not complete in his commandments, statutes, and ordinances. You're not even trying to familiarize yourself with them. But yet you can quote this here, wear fringes, and you don't even know what a fringe is. You think it's a English curtain that has the little doilies hanging, the little strings hanging on the bottom. When God said all the corners of your garment, he means the head, this here, and with the blue thread going through them. These are the fringes, the hems. That's fringes. Come on here. You're all of the law. He said, don't wear nothing ragged around your neck. Don't wear nothing ragged around the bottom of your garment or whatever. No, hem them up. Take a blue thread and just go through it. A ribbon of blue. Doesn't mean a ribbon as we understand it. Things change. Thread. Now, let's go again. He says, now, and they dwelt therein and have built thee a sanctuary for thy name's sake, saying in verse 9, if when evil cometh upon us, as the word judgment or pestilence or famine, we stand before this house and in thy presence. They're talking to God. For thy name is in this house, and cry unto thee in our afflictions, then wilt thou hear and help. Did he blame God? Did he curse God like some of you Israelites do? Or some of you children of ignorantly do, the children of Jacob, because you have turned to the way of the healing, whether in belief or unbelief? No, he doesn't blame God. He goes on and says he takes responsibility. He's accountable. Okay? He says, but they turned from them and destroyed them not. And he said in verse 11, behold, I say, how they reward us, to come to cast us out of thy possession, which thou hast given us to inherit. O our God, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us, neither know we what we to do, but our eyes are upon thee. In other words, what do we do, God? We messed up. These people are brought against us. These people have enslaved us. These people have caused us to be poor. They have caused our families to be broken up, our children to be effeminate, our women to be masculine. All over the world, they even fight to the point where these spirits get a hold of them, where they create sanctions to take those nations that does not have these type of problems to say, you will accept them or we will do nothing for you. See, they're praying. They're praying. And this is the way we should pray. Those in the U.S., Canada, South America, Africa, all over the world, yes, we should pray. Let us continue. He says, now, we don't have no might, O God, but our eyes are upon you. And all Judah stood before the I Am with their little ones and their wives and their children. This is what you got to do, man. Take your little ones, your wives, and your children. Stand before the Most High. We don't want this effeminacy. We don't want masculinity of our women. We don't want our families to be breaking up because the evil spirits that have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts. We do not want this, oh God. Because we know it's not your way and it will bring more calamity and more havoc upon us. We don't want the gods of the Canaanites. We don't want the gods of the Egyptians or the Romans or the Greeks. We don't want Christianity or Islam. We want you. We don't want their denominations. We want you. We need you so that we go not astray from you. We've done this and we see the evidence of what it is to go against our covenant. This is how we have to pray. We went against our covenant and we have to see this. We're going to get some more into that later. But either way. And then Yahaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaiah, the son of Yeiel, that J wasn't there, either was a Y or still an E or I. Now, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, came the Spirit of the I Am in the midst of the congregation. Now, God decided, I'm going to speak through a Levite, someone that ministers unto me, whom I have called his whole tribe or nation or family to serve me. Yes. And he said, hearken, ye Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat. Thus saith the I Am unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Does that mean that you just lay down and just don't do nothing? He told them to go in the land. The battle was his. He drove them out, but I want to see how your confidence is. Go in that land and take it over. It's yours anyway. It was given to you from the beginning. But Canaan decided he wanted to sit in there, and he didn't listen to his father nor his brothers. According to the book of Jasher, he didn't want to listen to him, so he settled there anyway. And he has had many woes because of what he had did. They said it will not go well with your children. This is what they said. And so it was. Now, God says, he says, now here is the Levite prophesying. Tomorrow go ye down against them. See, God he said, no, you're just not going to lay back. You're not just going to lay back and say, hey, God going to do this. This is what Christianity tells you to do. This is what the other religions tells you to do. You're going to fight. But this fight is your confidence in God. Regardless of how big, wide, or big mouth, or how they have big lips or big noses or whatever, you're going to fight. Let's go, let's go, let's go. He said, now, tomorrow go ye down. Behold, they come up to the cliff of Ziz, the city of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook before the wilderness. I'm putting them in your hand. I've already won the battle. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle, but set yourself, stand ye still. Go before them. See how much confidence you got in me. all the ways of this U.S. that tries to use law enforcement to come against the children of Jacob and other children. Go before them. This is what God is saying. Deal with it. And watch what God do. Don't be afraid to battle. If you're doing that thing which God tells you to do, don't be afraid to battle. He will deliver them into your hand. But then your Jesus tells you to turn the other cheek, man. Turn the other cheek. Love the heathen as you love yourself. They do not even obey the commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High. Neither does any other religion. But God says here, he's talking about love your brother, those of like confidence in the Most High. Those who walk with one mind toward the Most High. You cannot misconstrue the covenant. It's right there in all the 4 books of Moses. It's right there. Many of them are just repeating something of the other one. Yes. Now, let's continue. He says now, and Jehoshaphat bowed his head and his face to the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the I Am, worshiping the I Am. In other words, their confidence grew when the Levite prophesied. Their confidence grew. They said, hey, we got this now. And the Levites of the children of the Kohathites and of the children of the Korahites stood up to praise the I Am God of Israel, their loud voice on high. See, when the heathen see that you are doing this before God, you're not going around with no military marching songs, but you're praising God walking down that street. That's not what you're doing. The armies of the Most High go marching with praise, not with no chanting. Not with no left, right, left, right, left, right, there. And all that. No, that ain't the way God's people do. This is not the way of Israel. We go all praises to the Most High. For his mercy endureth forever. He hath caused us to triumph. He sends fire from on high. For his mercy endureth forever. Yes, things like that. That's praises. Attributing to God his triumphs over the children of men that have followed after devils. Yes, and it boosts your confidence every time you win. Whether you have to fire a shot, or draw a sword, or maybe open a law book, your marching song should be that of praise and not of secular chanting. It's amazing how many would go the way of the heathen, even in their religiousness. It's amazing, but very few would go in the confidence of the Most High and in praise. It's just like my grandmother. She taught me one thing. Even in her battling sickness, she sang praise to the Most High. In pain, distress, she sang praise to the Most High. When you're going before an enemy that you know is better than you, you are in distress, you're in pain, some of you are in fear, but you go regardless because you know the Most High got you either way. See, this is not the way of Christianity. This is not the way of the New Testament. Period. Just wait on the Lord. He gonna do what he gotta do. And half the time it's just coincidence because it happened by men by chance. To men by chance. God might take you to the very last thing, the very pinnacle, even death. Some of you might even die. But if you've been praising God, God got something, he says, precious. He might let the enemy think they won and turn back with a great vehement slaughter. Who can know God by trying to figure him out? But we can know and understand the Most High through his word. Yes, we can. Now, he says, and they rose early in the morning, I'm in verse 20, and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. As they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, hear me, O Judah, ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe the I Am your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, and so shall ye prosper. In other words, this Levite came, he prophesied. And he said, look, do this. Jehoshaphat, their king, says, we have to do this. And when he had consulted with the people, okay, Burkina Faso, he consults with you, people. He does, yes. When he consulted with the people, he appointed singers unto the I Am that should praise the beauty of the holiness. Oh, my God, my God. Ooh. Yes. And they went out before the army to say, praise the I Am, for his mercy endureth forever. Come on, him. Ooh, this made me feel like running or doing something. See, you Christians ain't got nothing on when you really understand God. You go by a feeling. I'm going by what I see and what I know about God. Yes. They start praying for his mercy endureth forever. And when they began to sing and to praise the I Am set ambushments against the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, which come against Judah, and they were smitten, brought down. They had what you would, the equivalent of those who had nukes and were great power and all manner of armament and weaponry. But what did God do? Oh, God, I got to stop this. You get to praising God. I'm going to talk down in the country with you. Yes. You got to praise God. No matter no hoop, hit, hoop. No. The armies of the Most High go, oh, for his mercy endureth forever. Now, either whatever song you have of victory, because God is a victorious, no man ever defeated God. And can defeat God. I don't care what he got. God put that stuff up to pump him up for his demise. All the nukes and armaments and bullets and everything. And then he put it up there that you might increase in your confidence toward him. That he will deliver you and that he will show you his might, just as he delivered the main portion of Israel out of the hands of the children of Egypt. Or should I say, Mizraim. Now, let us continue. And when Judah came toward the watchtower, let me finish this, 23. And he says, and when they began to sing praise, in verse 22, this is where I'm at, verse 22. When they began to sing praise to the I Am set ambushments, and the children of Ammon, and Mount Seir, which were come against Judah, they were smitten. They were defeated, put under. In other words, ain't no switch gonna help them now. They can have all the switches they want. It ain't gonna help him. Verse 23, for the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, utterly to slay and destroy them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, everyone helped to destroy another. In other words, they set themselves against each other. The children of Israel did not do nothing. Just kick back. Kick back. You worried about the tidings of should I say white supremacy. You worried about the tidings of Arabs taking your children over into the land and enslaving them or coming to your borders. You're worried about those who take you and they mishandle you and they take your children and feed them poison, South Africa. When you begin, and the Akosa tribe, those who are traditional, know the way of the Most High. Then you have a tribe over there that say they are of the Levites. They say they are the Levites. Then you go up into Nigeria, you have the Igbo and all these who say they are children of the Most High. There is only one God. There is only one. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how your traditions put it. This is what brought them against you because you have added and taken away from the Most High. You can fight. You can even beat the president there. God will move him out of the way just by you walking to his office in praise to the Most High. He'll move him out of the way. He'll intimidate you with his armies. This is God's test with you. Do you really trust me? Hey, but now, here we go again. For the children of Ammon, in verse 22, stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, utterly to slay and destroy them. And when they were made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, everyone helped to destroy another. Lord God turned them. I said, God said back and said, you little beggarly nothings. You gonna come against the people that are praising me? Man, come on here. Okay, I'm gonna turn you against him. When you get through with him, I'm gonna turn you against him, and they don't know what the heck is going on with their mind. No, even X-Men ain't got nothing on that. That's what they're trying to portray. Yes, God has power over your mind, but he does give you a choice. And this is whereby we are judged. He gives you education with that choice. Yes, he does. And that's that book that you've given that you don't read, or that you allow people to deceive you instead of reading it yourself, thinking you know it all, getting into that New Testament, which does not do you any good. Very tricky book. Now, and when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness, they looked unto the multitude, and behold, there were dead bodies falling to the earth, and none escaped. My God, for his mercy endureth forever. Yes. And when Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away the spoil of them, hey, we ain't got to do nothing, pick this stuff up and go. And they found among them in abundance both riches with the dead bodies, precious jewels, which they stripped off for them. God can do the same in the U.S., South America, Canada, Africa, even every country in Africa. If you're walking contrary to the word of the Most High, he can do it over there in Argentina. He can do it all over Europe. He can do it all over the place where they hate the children of the Most High, and where you are taken captive, where you are hated. He can do these things. But you have to be willing to fight to the last man, to the last woman, to the last child. We fight. Yes. You've got to be willing to fight. And more than likely, if you go in the name of the Most High, not in the name of Jesus, you just messed up. You're going to lose. God shares his glory with no one. He shares his glory with no one. He's the only one. Hear, O Israel, the I am thy God is one God. That's it. One. No more, no less. One. You don't know how he is. You don't know his shape or form. No man have ever seen him. When Moses saw his back, did he see the back of a man? When they saw his throne, did they see a face or a body shape? They just knew it was a throne. Oh, my. Now, he says that when Jehoshaphat's people came to take away the spoil of them, and precious jewels, I'm going down a little bit, which they stripped off for themselves, more than they could carry away. See, God even blessed them after his battle. It's not your battle. Don't listen to these Christians, oh, the battle is. No, God's going to take you up to the battle. Please. And more than they could carry away, and they were 3 days in gathering of the spoils. It was so much. God replenishing his temples, God replenishing everything that they've spoiled. And say, okay, now you turn back to me and you put this stuff back in my temples. You form my servants and all service utensils and all this. Here, you can wear gold tooth, you can wear gold necklace, earring, nose jewel, whatever you want to wear, as long as you remember the covenant you have with me. Yes, once you enter that covenant with the Most High, you cannot get out of it. You will be held responsible. And for those of you who don't, you will be held responsible, because the world already knows. They entered into a covenant when they got off the boat. Okay. And on the fourth day, they assembled themselves in the valley of Barakcha. For there they blessed the I am. And don't forget to bless him afterwards. Therefore, the name of that place was called the Valley of Barakcha in this day, unto this day, the day that this was collected and narrated and written. from the archives, or should I say from the account of the scribes that witnessed that event. Yes. No, they wasn't the people. That was written thousands of years before you had the Dark Ages. And when they returned, every man of Judah, Jerusalem, and Jehoshaphat in the forefront of them to go again to Jerusalem with joy, for the I Am made them to rejoice over their enemies. They didn't have to do nothing, but they were prepared to do whatever they had to do. See, this is what God is saying. I will take care of you. But many of you, you don't want to get out your comfort zone. It don't mean all that other stuff. He called a fast, number one. They didn't just stay there and there just fasting, waiting on God to move. God said, you got to go and confront this enemy. They went down there and waited until God sent them another word. And when God got through dealing with them, hey, it's yours now. Go take what you need. Yes, this is what God will do. You will spoil the colonizers of the U.S. You will spoil the colonizers in Africa, from the southern tip to the northern tip. You will spoil the colonizers in the land of Shem, that is the Middle East. You will spoil all the colonizers and all those people that have put you down in what they call Europe today. Now you will spoil all in South America that have put you down and put you aside and caused you the N-word and everything else. You will spoil them because God have already ordained it, but you will not go against them. You're scared. You don't have confidence in God. And you wait. Once you pray, you fast, you wait on the word from the Most High. He said, go forth. He ain't gonna tell you no more. Look what he did with them. They didn't tell him nothing. Now, and the fear of God was upon all the kingdom of those countries when they heard that the I Am fought against the enemies of Israel. Again, as it was in the beginning, so it was then. And it could be today. Can't no one man do it. No, one man can't do it. It takes many in agreement. We will seek the I Am our God. And Jehoshaphat reigned over Judah, and he was 35 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. Oh, how do you pronounce that? But anyway, he walked in the way of Asa his father and departed not from it, doing that which was right in the sight of the I Am. He learned a lesson, tell you the truth. Howbeit the high places were not taken away, for as yet the people have not prepared their hearts unto the God of their fathers. The high places, the places where they worship idols. You have to take down these high places. Any reserves you have for the enemy. When you turn unto the true God from Christianity or whatever denomination that they've taken out of the books, you have to take down those high places you hold. I was listening today in Gabon. They was talking about the spirits and all these other things, adding things to God. And then all of a sudden I seen a Christian priest get up there. I said, oh my goodness, they just messed up. But either way. And then some believe that he was doing, it was witchcraft. In other words, you having the fire, holding the fire in your hand. God ain't told you to do nothing like that. And this book that we have, these 66 books, ain't that far away from the true writings. No, they're not. And neither the other books. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat in verse 34, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of Jehu, son of Hanani. Where's the book of Jehu? Somewhere probably buried down in the Vatican. Who is mentioned in the book of the kings of Israel. Now, he is mentioned in the book of the kings of Israel, 1st and 2nd Kings. Now, after this, did Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, join himself to Ahaziah, king of Israel, who did very wickedly. Why did he join? Why did he do that? And he joined himself to make ships to go to Tarshish, and they made ships in Ezon-Gaber. And Eleazar, the son of Dodava of Marisha, prophesied against Jehovah, said, because thou hast joined thyself to Ahaziah, The I am hath broken thy works, and the ships were broken, that they were not able to go. In other words, stop trusting the arm of men. They should follow you and not you follow them. If you have to remain, and see, one thing about this, to just end this, one thing about the heathen, they will isolate you. The spirits know how to do this. They will isolate you and make you feel bad because you do not join themselves to you. They will isolate you and call you every name under the book. Look what they're doing to Burkina Faso. They want to isolate them. But God turned that thing around, didn't he? Come on here. And they did to the Sahel. They wanted to isolate them. In other words, everybody else, you get this and that, and you get nothing. And then we're going to come against you and trying to instill fear. But with that, if we do that which is right in the sight of the I am, we will have peace.
Walk with me.